lit and the drivers are here. In eye to eye, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Four wide and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the corners in a high-speed trance. Through the chicane, it's side by side. On Motor Mouth, there's nowhere to White flag, need a perfect lap. All gas, no brakes to close that gap. Checkered waves in the race is won. Another battle is over and done. Cheers to the booth, hope they like the show. Victory lane is all I know. Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. In eye to eye, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Four wide and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the corners in a high-speed trance. Through the chicane, it's side by side. On Motor Mouth, there's nowhere to White flag, need a perfect lap. All gas, no brakes to close that gap. Checkered waves in the race is won. Another battle is over and done. Cheers to the booth, hope they like the show. Victory lane is all I know. Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. In eye to eye, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Four wide and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the corners in a high-speed trance. Through the chicane, it's side by side. On Motor Mouth, there's nowhere to hide.
After a quick trip out west, we head back east to the Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan for round number 4 of the Action Roofing Sprint Cup, Action Roofing Gen 6 Cup Series here on Motor Mouth Broadcasting. Good evening, everybody. My name is Frank Marchese. Thank you very much for making us a part of your evening. Alongside me, my broadcast partner, Charles Bochelle. And Charles, fun race last week, a dominating race from Joe Nordine last week. Coming back to the bigger tracks here, it's going to be a lot of fun as we get these cars wound back up again.
Yeah, absolutely, Frank. It's going to be a fun race, and I think if I remember correctly, we were talking about this before the broadcast. And I think we ventured up here last season in the O'Reilly cars, and I think it turned out to be a pretty good race. I think it was, maybe a dominant race by Josh Parent, but it was a fairly clean race, and that's always a sign that we're going to have a good time. And I think we're in for that as well. Obviously, 2 mile is the largest of our guests are. What we would call intermediate tracks. 2 miles, high banks. It's going to put a lot of stress on the tires, especially the right front, as they're going to push these cars hard in the corners. But we've got 4 additional sets to work with tonight, so should not be that much of an issue here as we get ready for a great intermediate, high-speed track race.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be ripping these cars at high speeds. Opened up the season at Daytona. Joshua Parent won. We then went to the old Atlanta. Joshua Parent won. Last week, Joshua Parent did not have a great outing. Came into the race points lead, maybe the odds-on favorite. He came out of there with a 21st place finish. We're opening it back up again. He's not in the session just yet, but as you alluded to just a second ago, after the O'Reilly Series race last year, he's going to be a major factor if and when he shows up this evening.
Yeah, and he is one of those guys that usually ends up coming in at the last minute, so we'll see if he gets in here in time. But yeah, he had a pretty dominant performance here last season, and if he gets in, I would expect the same. And I don't think he was particularly bad at Phoenix last week. I just think maybe the pit rotation and the cautions kind of bit him a little bit, and strategy kind of played the opposite way that he was hoping, which happens from time to time. So you have to take those lumps, but he will, I'm sure, come back stronger than ever. If and when he gets back tonight. If not, we'll see probably again next week. So that is one of these things, as we say, everybody wants to come run these leagues, and most people will try and commit to running every race, but sometimes life gets in the way. This is still a fun hobby for most of these people. I don't think we have any professional sim racers here, so this is something that we're going to get to if we can, but if life creeps up, then we'll deal with that as well. So we'll see what happens if he gets in here, but Nordine obviously looks pretty strong. Again, on the top of the practice laps here with a 38.67, so mid to high 38 here for your lap times, and so we'll see how the tire deg reduces those as we get going here at the start of this race.
A couple of newcomers coming into the race here tonight, Jason Trocchi and John Russo being 2 of those guys. Still very early in the season, very, very capable of winning a championship if they're able to run out the rest of these races. And this is also one of the more newcomer-friendly racetracks because you can kind of spread out a little bit and still learn how these guys race around each other.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a track that's plenty wide. Once again, high banks. You can kind of almost treat it like a draft track where, you're going to get draft here, but like a super speedway where you can, sort of run not quite on top pace and just kind of feel your way around for the first part of the race, after the stage break, then try and do a little more racing once you get your feet under you. So yeah, this is a good place to get started.
We mentioned Joshua Parent, who just joined the session, as a matter of fact, and Joe Nordine. Let's take a look at where those two currently sit in the standings after 3 races. Joshua Parent still in the lead, but after that Grand Slam victory last week at Phoenix, taking the pole, winning the race, winning the stage, taking the most laps led, Joe Nordine is nipping right at his heels, just 4 points behind. And Caleb Hunt and Jay English, Sean Lester, as a matter of fact, as well. Those guys are not all that far behind. Still very early in the season. A lot of moving and shaking can be done, but still that battle up front for the championship lead at the 1/5 mark of the season is still very, very close.
Yep, for sure. 4 points separating the top two, and it basically brought Josh back to the pack from that poor performance last week, and so now it's basically anybody's championship at this point. Is if somebody can step up and have a great run today and leap up, but once again, as you said, Josh now in the server, so he'll be getting here just in time to maybe get his maybe a lap or two of practice before we get kicked over to qualifying. So we'll see what he's able to do, and it may be he just stays in the pits and qualifies, and that's the first laps he's going to put out there tonight. So 3 minutes left in practice. He's got time, but should he choose to do it. But again, another latecomer as well as Nathan Merrifield is also just getting into the server and getting rolling. He has had some pretty strong runs as of late. Both him and his brother is also in the 82 car, but I don't see him in the field. So we are missing a couple of folks that have had some good runs, and now they're going to end up missing out on some championship points here tonight, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to come back from.
We saw NASCAR over the course of this off week implement a new rule where if there's a caution now in NASCAR, 10 laps or closer to the stage break, that will be considered the stage break, instead of having the caution, wondering if it's going to be the stage, getting only a lap or two in, and then going right back under caution again. This series has now implemented a very similar rule. Instead of being 10 laps prior to the stage break, it'll be 8 laps prior to the stage break. We've been told that lap 38, so not quite 8 laps before the 45 lap stage to open up this race. So any caution between lap 38 and 45 tonight will be considered the stage. I'm sure that's going to be a very welcome change to these drivers now, knowing for sure, instead of playing that guessing game of, is this going to be the stage, the information not getting passed quick enough, maybe too late to pit. I'm sure these drivers will really appreciate that clarity.
Yeah, it's always nice to get it in black and white, right?
Yes.
I'm surprised after this length of time that NASCAR is just now implementing that. That was not already written down somewhere. That it's just like, oh, it's just arbitrary. Which if you ever, NASCAR is a series that was born on finding those gray areas in the rules, and just ask any former crew chief or mechanic, and they'll tell you that exact fact. So it is one of those that if it's something that's it's in doubt, just go ahead and write it down and just make it. This is the rule, and this is what we're going to do, and just it keeps everybody clear, and probably going to be for the good. I think that's a really smart idea.
So again, lap 45 is going to be our stage break here tonight, and any caution after lap 38 will be the end of the stage, as we see Joe Nordine currently sitting up at the top of the pylon here with about 27 seconds left here in the practice session. Tyler Miller, Cameron Sarro, Sam Sramati, and Jason Trocki up at the top, as we're seeing James Tate right now in that 88 Chevrolet with the number 1 of Nathan Merrifield around him. Just getting down to the final seconds here of this practice session before we get set to go qualifying here. And just as qualifying may not seem important at a big racetrack like this, kind of like Daytona and Talladega, as we see Merrifield getting it a little bit wrong on his pit entry practice, because you do get tire wear here, both on the right front and the right rear. The draft, as you mentioned, is very, very important. If they lose that draft, they are going to be in some deep, deep trouble until a caution comes out or until they hit the stage. So you want to be as close to the front here as possible.
Yeah, the draft is probably worth a half second plus for these cars as we get going here. You just want that extra. But once again, you can run some pretty quick laps here. I think what we'll see is we'll see the draft. We'll see a pretty big pack at the beginning. You'll see a lot of guys running the low line. I think is one of those tracks where you kind of work your way up, like in Atlanta, where you kind of work your way up the track and do some tire conservation by running the higher lines. So we'll probably see a little bit of that as well. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You definitely want the draft if you can get it. If you can't, then you do stand a good chance of going a lap down before we get to a break of any kind. So we'll see as we looks like we're out rolling here as qualifying get it started on board there with Jake Miller in the 21 Coors Light Melling Chevrolet Camaro. It feels odd to even say that.
He's going to be the first one to lay down a time. We've got several guys out on the track right now. Logan Euchre is going to be another one that's going to be close to setting a time first here as we'll ride through with Jake Miller. Euchre will set the first time, a 38.95. Miller comes in right behind him at a 38.99. Here's Cameron Sorrow coming across the line to complete his first lap of qualifying. As there you see the timing and scoring pylon there to the left-hand side of your screen. Michael D'Adamo now for P1. As this is one of the fun tracks, definitely, to qualify at. You really let the thing hang out around here.
Yeah, you really do, and I'm gonna say I would guess that the second lap's probably going to be, I don't know if it's going to be quicker or not. It just depends on what kind of tire degradation we're getting on these, but we'll see if anybody out there gets a faster lap, and maybe D'Adamo looks like it was virtually identical. So interesting to see if anybody jumps up. Nordine really off the pace here in qualifying. And there we go.
He's got it.
And now, just as I say that, he jumps up. So definitely faster on the second lap. Jump from, I think, P20 all the way up to P1, 38.86. And that's a little bit off the practice time. So, looks like that the qualifying not quite as quick as we would normally see. Normally, you would see the qualifying times a little quicker than what we saw in practice, but apparently not. Oh, well, I just want to throw out, it's good to see Brian Nash back. He's missed a couple of weeks, the 73 car, and it's good to see him back out on the grid. Was very fast toward the end of last season. Did not have the greatest start at Daytona, but it is good to see him back out on the track.
Qualifies P4 at the moment as Joshua Parent dives into turn number 3. On his second lap, slowest of all, 40.46 on lap 1. We'll see what he could do here on lap number 2 as he hugs the grass, coming across the start line, leaping over the start line. Only 8th quickest for Joshua Parent at a 38.930 on his time as Sam Sramati coming across the line. And he will stay down in the 18th position. Betters his time, but not his position. So a slow qualifying effort for the 48 as Austin Strassner in car number 69 now gets around the track. This is his second lap, and he's wall riding it here on the second lap.
Yeah, he really is. He is up at the top of the track, and generally, I think in qualifying doesn't produce quite as good a time as running that bottom line, but maybe just feels like his car is just a little more manageable up there. So he is running that high line there, trying to keep his momentum up, trying to keep the RPMs up. We'll see where he comes across as he crosses the start-finish line, but down on the apron as well. And that's I've noticed those cars when they get down the apron and start-finish line kind of bumpy down there. So I hope that that's not an avenue of approach for during the race, as you see them just kind of give a little bump there right before they get to the start-finish line and kind of throw things, kind of gives that car a little jostle. and that is not what you want. You want that car to be planted. As Zach Tinzel only able to get up to P14. He was one of our challengers last week, and probably not exactly where he should be, but obviously here with qualifying ending up, I think we're going to be okay for the race, and we'll see probably some hard chargers here in the early going.
Yep, absolutely. As we get set to go here, waiting for these drivers to grid up, let's take a look at the starting grid and how these 26 drivers will line up here tonight. Joe Nordine and Michael D'Adamo will make up row number 1, back-to-back poles for car number 75. Mark Dingman and Brian Nash will make up row 2. Row 3, we'll see Caleb Hunt and Jason Reeves and all Toyota. Row number 3 with Jason Trocchi and Joshua Parent sitting out in row number 4. Row 5 sees Tyler Miller and Logan Euchre in car number 12. Nathan Merrifield and Austin Stamper will sit in row 6. Row 7 goes to Cameron Sorrow and Zach Tyndall. Row 8 sees Jake Miller and James Tate lining up next to each other. Row 9, Christopher Herr and John Russo will line up there. Row 10, we'll see Sam Sramati and Justin Martino. Ronnie Clark and Caleb Ross will sit in row 11. Penultimate row of the grid goes to Austin Gosnell and Austin Strassner. Sean Lester and Trey Grabber will make up the 14th and final row of the grid here tonight. Weather conditions for tonight's race: it is a cool air temperature day, but track temperature is still up there. 92-degree track temperature, but one thing I'm really seeing here, 11 miles an hour northwesterly wind. That is going to really, really play with these cars.
Oh yeah. That the wind is going to be a little bit of an issue. Just kind of checking things out. Obviously, Trey, our race director, is in here, but not in here. I don't think he's going to be hitting the grid. But Sean Lester, I was just making sure Sean Lester was still in there. He was very late to the grid there, but he is there starting in P25. So we'll see. Sean is really good about working his way up through the field. So we'll see probably him coming up here in this early going in this first stage. But we'll see how the wind kind of plays havoc with these cars a little bit here in the early going, and see if it causes some of these drivers some issues.
It's going to be fun to see. And for Joe Nordine, this is already a very good start for car number 75. Now you could take this in two different ways. Of the 3 races so far, 2 of the 3 races have been won from the pole. So that's good for Joe Nordine. What's not good for Joe Nordine is that it was races 1 and 3 that were won from the pole. So if you're going by odds and evens, tonight might not be his night, but if you're looking overall, that 75 might be looking pretty good tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Joe has shown quite a bit of speed this season. So I expect if he's not up there, if they didn't get the win, I think he'll be up near the top when this race is done, as the pace car coming down, and we're going to get this race underway here as they come around the final corner heading through the trioval.
Here we go, getting set, round number 4 into the DesertDiecast.com restart zone. Green flag is in the air, and there's already a stack up there on that inside line, as it looked like Nathan Merrifield didn't get the greatest of starts.
Yeah, we saw a little stack up on the outside line as well. As looks like maybe just the trying to get that number on that car, just the second car in line there, didn't quite get off the line and kind of bunched the outside line up as well. So looks like that we're off to a good start for Nordine. He's got D'Adamo right behind him, the 60 looking down low there. That Dingman in the Desert Diecast car is putting himself up into P3 just ahead of Hunt in the 78. Now the 78 drops down to the bottom.
Yep, there's Caleb Hunt going down to the bottom, newcomer to the series. Jason Trocchi looking through the middle here, running in P5. As these guys circulate lap number 1 again, stage 45. Stage caution comes at 45. Those were the words I was looking for. as Joe Nordine sitting with Michael D'Adamo all over that back bumper in the 36.
Yeah, and it's a good start again by Nordine as he's starting to pull about a 3-car length gap over the 36, and they're also trying to get away from the 78. 78 not quite ready to give that up yet, but you still see 2 wide behind them as everybody's still trying to sort themselves out, find the line that's going to work for them, and get their rhythm going. We saw a car coming off. It might have been Justin Martin down on the bottom coming out of the pits. So already maybe a little bit damage on Martin's car there as we get things underway. Just a nice run there out of the corner by Nordine as they just like they're starting to settle into a single file look here in the early going. But as soon as I say that, we see the 46 of Trocky down to the bottom again.
Trocky right there on that yellow line. There's the 18 down there on the bottom. That's Tyler Miller as we ride on board with Brian Nash down 3 spots from where he initially started this race tonight.
Trouble.
Around goes, that's the 78 of Caleb Hunt. And does he escape somehow, some way? A little bit of contact on the nose. But other than that, a fantastic job by everyone to not hit that 78 as he was in the middle of the track at a point where you have to be very committed.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great bit of driving by everybody involved as the 78 gets around and finally gets that car locked down. And that really helps. You get that car to a stop, even though you're in the middle of the track. That at least gives the guys a chance to make a committed move without having to worry about whether you're going to go low or go high as you are continuing to roll. So, a little bit of damage on the front of the 78 cars. We saw a car at the very end there swing through. We're getting another look here as we are coming down into turn 1. You see the 78 behind. It looks like the 46 just got into the left rear. Could not tell if that was I don't think it was intentional contact, but there you saw the purple car go through that made a little bit of contact on the nose. But yeah, great job everybody to just get clear of that.
See here if we can get another replay here. This is from Jason Trocky. Oh, that's
maybe a little net code involved in that as well.
Yeah, I would say so, because if you watch that there, we'll try to get that same look from Trocky here again. Watch the left rear dip on that 78 right there.
Yeah,
just sits.
I'm going to say that's probably a net code contact. Nothing really Trocky did wrong. It looked like he was close, but not making contact on his own. And you saw the iRacing said, no, you're making contact, and that is part of the deal here. So sometimes it is okay. That's obviously very close racing, and that's going to happen here and there. But luckily, the 78 is going to be able to recover from that. He's going to fall back to the back of the field, but he'll be able to get back out on there as we see Sean Lester making a quick pit stop here early.
That purple car has been identified as the number 31 of Sean Lester. Sam Sramati potentially getting involved there. John Russo in the 59 also on pit road here under this caution. Joe Nordine still out in front of this. Michael D'Adamo, Jason Trocky, Mark Dingman, and Brian Nash, your current top 5. Tyler Miller, Nathan Merrifield, Jason Reeves, Cameron Sorrow, and Joshua Parent currently sitting in your top 10. Trey Grabber did not start this race, and that's more or less expected from what we heard from him earlier on. And there is Justin Martin in a paint scheme that feels very, very fitting, especially around Michigan here. Yeah. Tribute to Greg Biffle there in his number 71 tonight. Beautiful looking scheme, and one that I'm sure for every Biffle fan is probably, I would say, the most notable and most iconic for the former driver of the number 16.
I would definitely agree with that. I mean, it's instantly recognizable. And Ford here was, during that era, was pretty dominant here at Michigan. So also a very fitting livery to be running tonight. Did see that Shermati is back in again, so I'm not sure. Lester came in, maybe took his fast repair, took 5 seconds of fuel, and came back out. So he might be good to the stage break. Russo and Hunt Russo came in, took looks like he took 4 tires and fuel. Shermati again, another quick stop. So in and out, 5 seconds last time, 4 seconds this time. So probably once again topping off as well. And then Caleb Hunt came in, took 34 seconds of time in the pits. And I'm just going to feel like 4 tires fuel and maybe some manual adjustments to his car, not wanting to use his fast repair just yet. So just taking as much as he felt like he either needed or as could before he goes a lap down. So obviously not want to get a lap down here in the early going.
Now, all cars back on the lead lap after the 71 of Justin Martin. Went a lap down early. As we mentioned, he came into pit on the opening lap, either missed the grid entirely or came in early. So he is now back on the lead lap. So all 25 drivers are back on the lead lap. And as we mentioned, we might be close on fuel here. Again, stage coming at 45. Pit road fuel window is about 30 to 34. So that will be interesting to keep an eye on here as we are back to green flag racing out of the DesertDiecast.com restart zone as Joe Nordine gets a very nice jump.
Yeah, good jump there at the from Nordine to get himself quite a little bit of a gap there. As you see the 46 and the 36 side by side, still too wide most of the way back. As these cars are once again sorting themselves out as we start the second green flag run here. And it's still pretty much too wide all the way down through the field. Nordine, the only car able to kind of get through, and now the 36 slides down to the bottom and is going to start tracking that 75 right in front of the 46 there. Ooh, a little dingment up there at the wall, so maybe a little brush with the wall. As you see the 73 of Nash down low, now making it 3 wide coming out of turn 1.
On the middle of the line there, that's Joshua Parent there in the number 22. Tyler Miller outside the 18. As the one of Nathaniel Merrifield looking through. That outside line is going to have a lot of momentum here coming off of these corners, but how long can you keep it is going to be the question as we ride on board once again with Brian Nash. It looks like Dingman has really had a fall from grace as he's down slow on the apron.
Yeah, I'm not sure how hard. I saw him kind of brush the ball earlier, but maybe that was a little more than just a brush as we see Dingman now coming in. It looks like there's a little bit of damage there on the right front, so maybe he feels like he's got some suspension damage or wheel damage that needs to be taken care of. So we'll see if we get another look there. And I think we're already at the point where he's decided that, I need to come on into the pits here as he's way off the pace down at the bottom. You see the car just kind of swamping him there, but doing a good job of getting out of the racing traffic and just allowing himself to get a easy pit entry and exit. So he's back out on, and actually didn't even go a lap down that time, but he will, I think, pretty soon, as now we see Gosnell also with a black flag, and so now he's got to come in as well.
It's James Tate actually with a black flag. Gosnell has one too. James Tate has one as well. So a couple black flags being handed out here as both the 66 and the 88 are going to have to serve a pass-through penalty.
Oh, okay. And that's Dingman as well. So we did not catch that earlier, but Dingman. So this was all race control issued black flag. So I'm not sure if maybe jumped the start, tried to get an advantage, and got caught for it.
Potential restart procedure issues. There's the 78 of Caleb Hunt working his way back up through the field after his top 10 start. Currently sitting in the 11th spot. 16th spot, 11 spots behind where he started, is looking back up towards the front. Oh, around goes the 36 of Didamo.
Oh, no, and he's sliding down. He's going to get the wall. Nope, gets the car stopped just in time. I mean, 4 feet from the wall or something like that. So very close, but able to keep it out of the wall, which means he's going to be able to get back on, but also it also has allowed us to stay green. So we are still under green flag conditions here, as I'm assuming James Tate now coming in for his black flag. So he's going to have to do that drive through now as well.
Yep, you saw that as you saw that way at the back of the screen there. As we'll take a look at what happened to Didamo. Far enough off the racing surface, so no caution called.
Yep.
Oh, hit the wall a couple times, and then off the front of Joshua Parent, who had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and Parent did a good job of reacting to that, slowing his car down just enough to allow Didamo to slide through. As we're getting a look here, you see him lift and just let the 36 pirouette through down to the bottom. And obviously that's going to cost Parent just a little bit of time, obviously, and some momentum. But he's going to be able to stay in this race as Didamo now falling to the back. With Parent is now running in P12, so hasn't lost just too much of a position, so he's still well in the mix here.
He's lost quite a number from where he was. He was battling up for that second spot when that happened, and has fallen back to, as you mentioned, that 12th position. One guy who has moved up quite a bit, Sean Lester, in the 31. Remember, we saw him on pit road during that first caution. He is up 17 positions from where he started, not to be too far outdone. Caleb Ross, who he just passed, now up 15 spots from where he started. So right now, your two biggest gainers currently sitting in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, I saw this with Lester last week. He is one of those guys that will start in the back and just kind of drive through the field. But, unfortunately last week it cost him late in the race. He just didn't have the tires left to battle. So there is a little bit of fun involved in just kind of driving up through and making passes, but you got to be able to save your stuff. So let's hope he's learned that lesson, as he has got the 78 of Hunt back there as well. So Hunt and now Parent, and you see those guys as Hunt's working his way back up from that early spin. So he's trying to work his way back up through the field as well, and we'll see how any of all these guys manage their tires here on this run, as we are looking like we might be green for a little bit here. Kind of looks like we're in a good green flag pattern. But these guys are just sawing their way through the field. You see Parent now going down low on the 31, so he's going to make that move as well, and making a couple spots there as they're 3 wide. So the 27 on the high side, he gets that position also. So put Parent back up to P7, and he is on fire right now.
Seeing a lot of racing here in the midfield. However, you just saw the two leaders go by. Joe Nordine and Jason Trocchi currently sitting 1.4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. There's the 66 of Austin Gosnell, and a big swing there down to the bottom by the 25 of Ronnie Clark there in the back. But these guys now might need to start single filing out here if they want to catch these two that have gotten out to about a second and a half over the rest of the field.
Yeah, and that is a good point, is those guys out running by themselves are getting the benefit of this, is that gap is 1.8 back to P3. And so Miller up in the front there, you still see a couple cars running down low, trying to get up, as we see Nash on the outside of, let's see who that was, missed the number that time, but I believe it's the 20 there of
Reeves. 20 of Jason Reeves.
So still the battle there for P4, P5, and now you see Parent with Lester and Merrifield as well, working their way up through. Parent's just running the bottom, and it's making it look easy. It's just carrying so much speed through the
contact,
corner.
31 into the wall.
Oh,
little bit of contact in the middle of the corner there between Lester and whoever was below him. And
yeah, could not see who that was, but maybe Caleb Ross, the 27 car. I think Lester was in that area there, as it looks like he's got I won't say significant damage. It's probably, but I'm saying if he's hit the wall, it's probably not tracking straight right now, as you see him fall to the bottom of the track. But still under green, so able to get the car back under control, and we're still green here on the track.
Trying to see if he can tell anything by the wheel position, so he didn't knock the toe out entirely.
He's coming to the pits though, kind of feel like that there's a bigger issue there as he gets it slowed down. He gets into pit lane, so we'll see. Obviously, that's going to put him some positions down, maybe even a lap down. Depends on whether or not he does have a meatball, so he did have to come in and get service. He wasn't going to be able to stay out there until the next caution, unless it came within the next 3 laps. Another look there, and it is Ross to 27 on the inside. I think just Lester maybe just came down the track a little bit, and it kind of did his own damage there against the 27's right front.
1.4 seconds the gap between second and third position. There's Jason Trocchi, 66, helping the 75 get away a little bit. As we'll look back here through the rest of this field. Tyler Miller still leading this second pack. You can see with how these cars are set up, everyone's sparking and dragging that left front here as we go through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, these cars are pretty well planted on the ground, and you see it. We saw it in Atlanta as well. The sparks flying on these higher speed tracks as that car is just pushing air, and it's just got that front splitter all the way down and just bouncing basically off the track. As we are still watching the 22 there of Parent working his way up through the field as he is now closing down on Trocchi. So he just, I think, was working his way around Lester, who's going a lap down to these guys, but is a lap down, I think, as I'm looking at our time and score, so he's at least 1 lap down. And I do see Ronnie Clark on the track with a meatball as well, so not sure what happened to Clark, but he is going to have to come in for service here soon.
Off the back of Reeves, you can see just how these cars continue to fan out as they run through these wide corners here at Michigan International Speedway. Tyler Miller in the 18, he was leading that second pack. He has now fallen back into the 9th position, which is where he started, stuck outside of 3 wide, and that car is not looking all that friendly. It looks like he may have caught the wall a couple times. It might do it again there, and does.
Yeah, and that is one of those. Contact there, him and Stamper. Oh, they get it all checked up. All cautions out. Cautions out there as him and Stamper got into it. And I was about to say that once you start hitting that wall, if you hit it hard enough, it's going to do a little damage on that right front. It's going to kind of knock the toe out of the car a little bit, and it's just going to make it much worse. And it's just going to be a cascading effect. The first time you hit it, it's just going to cause it to want to track up even more, and you'll end up getting into the wall a couple more times. And I think that's what we saw there, is he just kind of glanced off the wall again, and then Stamper unfortunately was underneath, and that started the contact and the caution.
John Russo also has some damage as he has a meatball flag from what we can see in that 59 machine. As we'll take a look here and see what happened with Austin Stamper. We were watching it as it went, as it came around, but there's the contact with the 59, and then another side swipe of the 59. And
that was the 18 behind him as well. So 18 involved and had a meatball as well. So Miller had to come in as well and get his car repaired. As you are seeing the 8 getting himself back right. Yeah, you see it there. It's just all kind of chaos there for a moment. But I think, all the drivers did a really good job of just getting their cars back under control. I think we probably could have kept under green, but obviously that would have been pretty detrimental to those guys that were involved. As I think obviously the 8 was going to be in the pits, as well as the 18, as well as Russo would have to come in as well to get his car repaired. So now under caution for the second time, working lap 24. So a pretty good green flag run there. I think it was about 17-ish laps there on that green flag run. So that's a good sign that we might end up having a very greenish looking race here in the green hills of Michigan.
Joe Modine winning the race off of pit road. Now, we've seen this strategy before. At least one that has been deployed by Austin Strassner. So we'll take a look at him here in just a second. There he is. Well, he'll be around there somewhere. There he is in the 69 of Austin Strassner. Now, there is a way if you want to go to the back and yet still pit. Now, he has not pit yet, so what you would do in that particular case would be that you would drive through pit road, so this way you're eligible to come back down later on in the caution stint. So I would expect Strassner to come down pit road here. I would also expect the 31 and 36 to take the free pass here. And there goes Strassner.
Yeah, I was going to say the other part of that was staying out and gambling that you're going to have a quick caution and just keep the track position. But obviously that didn't play out. He is going to come down and get his service done. It's going to give the 75 the lead once again, and that's once again going to allow Danamo and Lester to get back onto the lead lap and get the wave around. So now double file 75, 46 your front, 22 and 20 row 2. So Parent has now worked his way back up to third. See Nash back there in P5, which I think is where he started. No, he started in third, so he's up there. So Caleb Hunt is still in 10th, so he slowed his progress down just a little bit there. But still, you probably see him get back up toward the front again. Obviously, very fast there in the early going.
We've got doing superheroes here. So we got the Flash on the 75. I'm trying to see what we have on the 22.
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. There you go.
There you go.
So, dueling superheroes here.
Yeah.
As we get set to go here, we'll have about 8 laps or so left of. Oh no, I'm sorry. We won't have 8 laps. We'll still have about 19 to 18, 19 laps to go.
Didn't we have another superhero out there somewhere?
It wasn't Math Man, I'll tell you that.
Didn't we have a Spider-Man livery out there?
Oh yes, we do. We do have a Spider-Man car out there as we head into the DesertDiecast.com restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. And Joe Nordine once again getting a very good jump, bringing Joshua Parent right on through with him.
Yeah, and Parent up to second, and kind of expected him to be up toward the front of this, and he has worked his way up. Had a couple struggles there, but has managed to work his way through, and now he is going to be all over the tail of Nordine. And this might be the battle that we see for most of the night. We'll see how Trocky in the 46 handles this as you see him get a really good run there into the corner. Down low, down on the apron. That's probably not where you want to be as he gets it brought back up above the yellow line. That's a very difficult position to put yourself in. There off camp because that obviously not as much camera. One car in the wall again. Oh, there's another wreck.
One of Nathan Hunt goes around. There's the 78 again. The 12 involved. Euchre.
Wow. All right. So I can get a good look at this and see how this one all got started. But obviously, right on the restart, everybody bunched back up trying to find position. And the 78 involved once again. Christopher Hurt looks like he's off the pace here in the early going and has a meatball flag. Merrifield in the one has a meatball.
That's a lot of damage to Merrifield there.
Yeah, Brian Nash with a meatball. Yeah, Merrifield is basically using the wall to get his car to turn left. Cameron Sorrow as well as Logan Euchre. All meatball flags are going to come in and get serviced. Are going to have to. As I think all these guys have not quite been in yet, so I think they should all have their fast repairs in use here as we see them coming down. And that, oh wow, you just see that car's not wanting to stop, and he just slid through, and so he's going to come around again. As and you see the damage there. It's the one looks like he got high, car on the outside, and then it was just. It was a little bit of dominoes falling behind.
Let's take another look at this as it happened again. 73 into the wall. 11, the 1, gets turned by the 46, and then Euchre again. He got hit by the 18. Seemingly everybody getting involved in that one. Really big one here. Let's take a ride on board here with Jason Crockett. See what he saw.
The one came down, it looked like.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the one maybe had already kind of brushed the wall there on entry or not. But another look here, a little bit further back in the field. Yeah, he's ran out of space. I mean, he did everything he could. He was down with two tires in the grass. So he did everything he could to avoid that. But, when you got 3 or 4 or 5 cars just spinning around, it's just difficult to, it's more luck than anything else. As we're going to look here, the contact there with the 29. Yeah.
Just Caleb Hunt.
Yeah. I'm not sure how Caleb got through that, to be fair, but he did. I think maybe a little bit of contact, but definitely not as bad as what we saw with some other cars there. Oh, you see was that the 70? Was that the 75? 73. 73 there, as they were 3 wide. I think may have kind of bounced off the wall as well. So yeah, just a chain reaction wreck, and that is kind of what happens once you get bunched back up and you get those restarts where everybody wants to start looking for a hole to work through again, and differing lines. As you see, this track is supporting all 3 lines, top, middle, and bottom tonight. So good pace in all 3. So that's going to make things challenging tonight for sure.
Certainly is. As Joe Nordine and Joshua Parent now still hold that front row as we get double file ready to go back to green flag racing. A number of cars involved in that incident. We'll take a look and see some of the guys. Brian Nash down pit road. John Russo, Caleb Hunt, Christopher Herr, Jake Miller, Zach Tyndall, James Tate, Tyler Miller back there after taking repairs. Nathan Merrifield just coming out of pit road now after 2 minutes and 10 seconds of repairs. Cameron Sorrow and Clark still on pit road.
Yeah, Clark has been in there for a while. Was not involved in that incident, but matter of fact, I'm not even sure he's still with us. But Sorrow as well in the pits for an extended length of time. So he's going to go several laps down. Obviously, one of our admins. So if we don't see him back up there, he's probably found something better to do. Just to be honest.
Had a couple of incidents already here in this race. This is our 3rd caution here, and we are still shy of the stage break. We'll have 8 laps to go before the stage will be considered official, and then about another 15 to go before we actually get the green and white checkered flag. Getting into the DesertDiecast.com restart zone, green flag is back in the air, racing once again here at Michigan.
Yeah, once again, Nordine with a good jump there. Parent doing a pretty decent job of just kind of hanging with them, but obviously they're going to pop triple down here, single file into one, and that is Reeves there in the 20 that's going to follow them, and the 46 already kind of settled in as well, but still more battling behind that is you see Ross and Shromati going at it there. Shromati in the 20, Ross in the 27, Shromati in the 48. As now we're starting to get a little bit of challenge there. Parent moving to the bottom, going to see if he can find his way around as the 75 staying on the high line is going to get the run out of the corner. Almost contact there.
Very close. And with that wiggle there by Joshua Parent, Joe Nordine has still led every single lap of this race thus far. Jason Trocchi on pit road with a black flag as those two getting very close for comfort coming out of turn 2, and the 20 of Jason Reeves looking to take advantage as he pushes that 75 out front.
Yeah, so you can see the 22 did a good job down the bottom, but just I think maybe pushed that right front a little too much there, and kind of got a little bit of a wiggle. You had to check it up, and now the high line is starting to take a little bit of an effect there as he's going to slide in. Parent is going to slide into 4th. And now Reeves moves up to P2 and Ross up to 3rd, and now he's looking toward the bottom.
Yep, Ross diving down towards the bottom. Joshua Parent doing the same thing ahead of Sam Shromati, who we saw at the beginning of this race right at the back of the field, trying to pack as much fuel into that number 48 as he possibly could. Joe Nordine still out ahead. Jason Reeves and Caleb Ross doing battle here for second spot. That's Ross on the bottom, Reeves up top.
Yep, still a good battle there. As I think we'll see if Ross is his car is working a little better on the bottom than maybe Parents was, as he's still hanging in there side by side with the 20 of Reeves, and gets a little bit of a nose ahead there going into the corner. But then you see the 20 coming back on the corner exit, and is able to keep that momentum going. So it looks like the high line is the advantage for at least the time being.
Come a little bit further back here on board with Caleb Hunt, who had spun earlier in this race. Jumping on board with him, getting down to the bottom of Tyler Miller. Caleb Hunt has had a solid start to this season so far. Daytona wasn't all that kind to him. He finished 23rd. Oh, and around goes the 60.
Oh. That was the 60, I believe.
Yep, that was the 60 of Mark Dimon. It was 28 involved as well.
Yeah, I was trying to see who the other car involved in. I don't think it was Tyndall, but it might have been. So we'll see once we get the replay up here. But yeah, 60 obviously took quite a damage. So Shermati might have been the other car as well. So it was, I caught the 60, but didn't quite catch the other one. So we'll see once we get the replay there who actually was there. But you see the 28 way towed out there on the left front. He's going to have to come in and get that fixed. Nash also with a meatball on the 73, so involved in yet another car crash. So the 73 is going to come in as well and get these done. As you see, Tyndall now a little bit of damage on the right front, not terrible, but definitely noticeable, and that's not going to help. He's got to keep that nose tucked behind another car or come in and do something about that. So we get this high look there, and that's just so the 60 around and the other car as well. And it's once again looks like it was two cars fighting for a line going into the corner.
See this on board here with Mark Dingman. Oh, already around. It was off of the 48. There's the contact a little bit more.
Ooh.
Big hit there at the back end of that. Let's take a look.
I think that was the 28 there at the very end, finishing that car off.
48 Shermati getting into the rear.
Oh, and then Lester, the 21. I mean, it was several cars in the middle of the field, as we see the 88 of Tate as well. Kind of got a glancing blow. See the 73 there. With damage as the 48 kind of works his way through. But yeah, it took out, I think there was at least 10 cars there that got a little piece of that as we go. And you just kind of see riding on board here with Brian Nash. And yeah, just got tagged in the back. Oh, that is not how you want to get, that's not how you want to get taken out. It's just hitting the back and sent up to the wall.
It's one where if you're in a public lobby, you're screaming. Hold the brake, bud.
Yeah.
So that caution came out on lap 36. So we are just shy of where the stage break would be. So we will be running to lap 45 here. This is not the end of stage one. As Joe Nordine, Caleb Ross, Jason Reeves, Joshua Parent, and Justin Martin in that number 71. Again, he started this race a lap down after getting a black flag early. On the initial start of this race, is now up into the 15th spot. Is now up into the 5th spot, 15 positions ahead of where he started back in 20th.
Yeah, good run by Martin there. Slow start, but has worked his way up through the field as well as Caleb Hunt is back up into the top 10, running in 7th. So. Most of the damage from that first caution that we had is been wiped off the board, and he's back up to close to the front of the field again. As we are going to go back racing here, looks like it's going to be a single file race restart this time. So that is what we're going to do here. That's probably going to help things out. I think that is the reason this rule's implemented. I think it's under 10 laps of green flag racing. You go single file. and that's going to allow these cars to spread out a little bit easier. Hopefully, we won't have as much conflict here on our restart, and there will still be passes made, but I think it'll be a little bit less congested up here at the front of the field.
Look, this is Sean Lester out of Lexington, North Carolina, and the reason why we're on board with him is you see that right front of car number 31. He, I'm sure, would be banking on a quick caution here to try to get to the end of the stage when everyone is going to come into pit. We've had enough cautions here where tires and fuel should not be a concern. A lot of these drivers all came in last on lap 24. As we get set to go back to green flag racing here. Joe Nordine out in front, as he has been for the entirety of this race. He has led every one of the 38 laps that we have run thus far this evening as we get towards the DesertDiecast.com restart zone. Going to the bottom, green flag is back in the air as this first stage now official. 6 to go to the end of stage 1.
There we go. So 6 laps before we get a quick caution there for the stage. As we will continue here looking at Joe Nordine at the front of this field. Not quite as good a jump this time. Looks like Ross did a really good job of anticipating that and has managed to hang on to the back of the 75 car. You see 20 and 22 as now Ross looking down to the bottom there is going to try and make that sliding up the track a little bit. Yeah, just the car did not set as he dove to the bottom, and he is going to have to back out of that and get another run and try that again. But he looks like he's looking for it again. And you see him and the 20 going side by side, headed down into 1.
Yeah, momentum's so important here in Michigan. You saw the 20 take it to the outside. Jason Reeves looking for that second position. He's got the outside line. 27 there he goes. Now just does get him cleared as Tyler Miller and Justin Martin battle side by side. This will be for the 5th spot. Just outside of this group, you got about a 7-car pack here with 78 of Caleb Hunt leading the back end of it. And then here is your battle for final points here in the stage as John Russo trying to hold back Sam Sramati. Michael D'Adamo also there. Logan Keller, guys who've all been involved in a couple of incidents trying to catch that number 59.
Yeah, and I think that right now the 31 is a little bit of cork in the bottle there. It's just not able to keep up the pace of the cars in front with that front end damage, and I think that you see it there, the right front tire exposed. So that's definitely slowing him down. It's not letting the car handle quite as well as he might want, but he's doing a pretty good job of hanging on to the back of this front group. So he has managed to hang on there. As actually it's Miller in the 21 that's kind of got the gap at this point. So we'll see if those guys are able to close down to the back of the 31 there. As still another battle there with the 27 dropping down low, 22 staying up high. Is going to try and make this run around as up into P2 is Parent, and the 27 is just going to slide back in. So Parent in second, Ross in third, Reeves in fourth, Hunt in P5 now.
So that's 78 of Caleb Hunt right there as well. Sean Lester has now gotten a meatball flag in that 31, so he's going to have to come down to pit road within 3 laps, and there are 2 laps to go here in the stage for that number 31, so he may have to give up some stage points as Joe Nordine still leading. Joshua Parent has his hands full, but now getting a little help as the 20 and 27 of Reeves and Ross start squabbling, and here comes Caleb Hunt back into the mix.
Yeah, Caleb Hunt on the run, on the charge, back up to the front, now looking to around the 27. 27 goes low, Caleb stays high, keeps that momentum going, unable to quite get there, but you see the run he gets, and now he's going to drop to the bottom and try and work his way under the 27. Hopefully he can clear before we get into turn 1, but don't know that that's going to happen there, as now we're back under caution again.
I believe this is the stage break here for these cars, so stage 1 is officially complete. Joe Nordine with one heck of a run leads from pillar to post here in this stage, has led all 45 laps completed, and the pit cycle will begin. We'll get it to you on the other side of this break.
Tired of leaks that won't quit? Call Action Roofing, proudly serving Regina, Saskatchewan and surrounding area for over 40 years. Family owned and operated since 1980, Action Roofing has been providing businesses and homeowners with a quality roof that will stand the test of time against all nature can throw at it. The professionals at Action Roofing know that a job well done is a job done right the first time. No corners are cut, no steps are skipped, from setup till tear down. Exceptional workmanship is a guarantee, and no mess is ever left behind. Action Roofing has a product for any problem, including asphalt, built-up roof systems, EPDM, and torch-applied SBS. Whatever the circumstances, Action Roofing has the experts to give you a roof that will suit your needs. So call Action Roofing, the flat roofing specialists, at 306-545-4677 because the weather should stay outdoors. Tired of leaks that won't quit? Call Action Roofing, proudly serving Regina, Saskatchewan and surrounding area for over 40 years. Family owned and operated since 1980, Action Roofing has been providing businesses and homeowners with a quality roof that will stand the test of time against all nature can throw at it. The professionals at Action Roofing know that a job well done is a job done right the first time. No corners are cut, no steps are skipped, from setup till tear down. Exceptional workmanship is a guarantee, and no mess is ever left behind. Action Roofing has a product for any problem, including asphalt, built-up roof systems, EPDM, and torch-applied SBS. Whatever the circumstances, Action Roofing has the experts to give you a roof that will suit your needs. So call Action Roofing, the flat roofing specialists, at 306-545-4677 because the weather should stay outdoors.
Lights are out on the iRacing safety car as we get set, ready to go for stage number 2 here of this race. Brian Nash winning the race off of pit road, and you see this is where getting caught up in wrecks has its advantages. Because just about 5 laps ago, Brian Nash was a big part of the final caution, the 4th and final caution of stage 1, came in, got his tires, fueled up, and then went off. Now under this caution, all he had to do was take fuel only, got him all of his track position back, and he is now the only other leader than that 75 car right behind him. So good run there for Brian Nash.
Yeah, great call by Nash. Is got his tires a few laps ago. Should be still in pretty good shape, and so fuel only during the stage caution. And so he's going to take the lead here, and we'll see. I think Clean Air may do him some good. Obviously, he's been one of those faster drivers, and he just hasn't had a lot of luck this season. So we'll see if getting some Clean Air out on the front is going to allow him to click off some laps, or is he just going to get swept up by Nordine and Parent here, as well as Hunt here in the early goings. So we'll see as they get ready to restart.
Back into the DesertDiecast.com restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Michigan. As Nash away, again, single file restart here to start this stage. And We have just over halfway to go as Joshua Parent already going to the bottom. Caleb Hunt to follow.
Yeah, and that's 3 wide at the
four
front,
wide.
almost 4 wide as Hunt comes down to the
Ooh.
bottom, and you see the 75 trying to find some room in there, maybe a little contact with the 73, and just like that, those 3 cars have swept up the 73 car and made their way through with Nordine back in the lead. So the lead for Nash, short-lived, 2 laps or something like that, and so now back to 75, back to the front, 22 right behind him, and now Caleb Hunt up to P3.
Joe Nordine right back to that race lead. Oh, 73 back into the wall again. Brian Nash able to keep it straight, going through the grass, trying to keep it from coming back on the track. Couldn't do it. Into the 59, and the caution is out. 21 involved as well. That is Jake Miller.
Yeah, and he tried everything he could do to get that car stopped. You see him you saw him lock the tires down. As just kind of slid through the grass and then back up onto the racing surface on the apron, and it just kept going higher and higher. Don't know if maybe he already had some issues, maybe some damage. Is he Russo involved as well? But obviously trouble there for Nash. He does have a meatball again, so he is going to have to come back down pit road, as well as Jake Miller and John Russo as well in that 59 car. So Russo's been in the wars a bit, and now unfortunately Nash has as well. As we'll get a quick look there, and just bounced off the wall once into the 27 and again into the wall the second time, and you saw the smoke there from the locked tires, and he couldn't do anything else to that to try and get it slowed up. There's when you're headed down in the corner almost 200 miles per hour, that is what happens.
With Nash, hits the wall, gets ping-ponged around a little bit. Believe it or not too much grip down on the grass, and then just as those guys come up to him, they get caught up in this incident. Let's take a look at this from on board. Oh, wrong car. Let's take a look here. Let's see. John
I don't think
Russo.
it's.
Here's Russo.
Go ahead. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see it there is nothing Russo could have done there. As I think we were still under green at that point in time, so obviously you just try and skirt through and just not enough room. But it was kind of interesting is the 73 went up against the wall. Ooh, that was a rough hit. 21 there as well. But then he came down off the wall, hit the 27, and just shot right back up. So I don't know if maybe he had done some damage there on that first contact or not. But obviously, car looking maybe terminal at this point. So we'll see if he is able to get back out onto the track there as under caution again for the 6th time here on lap 51. And so it's starting to turn into a little more of a caution fest here. But I think we're going to go again. I think we're going to go back single file, and I think that's going to help matters a little bit there. As you do the 75 in front of the 78, Hunt able to just get the nose out in front of the 22 before the caution came out. So give Hunt P2, and the way he's raced himself back up to the front, I think there might be a challenge of the 75 in order here very, very quickly.
I believe we
we're going double file.
Sorry, I was
okay.
We might be. Yes, we are going double file. It's not too bad a restart. This might be a signal that the last time when they went single file to start the stage might have been a mistake. I believe we saw in the Discord chat here in the drivers meeting, I believe we saw there may have been a mistake in session here tonight. I think we might have unlimited fast repairs instead of just one for the series. I'm not quite sure because we do have some retirements. Ronnie Clark out of this race on lap 20. Jason Trocchi out on lap 31. John Russo now done for the day after that incident. Austin Stamper in the 8, currently on pit road with a meatball flag. Brian Nash getting an EOL there in the 73. And while we were praising him for the strategy call and the decision that he had made to stay out there to gain a lap lead when no one else had been able to, the other side to that is you are on older tires than everyone else, and you're going to have a little bit more of a problem getting up to speed and being able to corner like guys on fresh tires do. So as we get set to go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I would just real quick, we'll get the restart and we'll come back to it.
So DesertDiecast.com restart zone awaits. Joe Nordine, Caleb Hunt, green flag back out in the air. Double file restart, looking all good here so far.
Yeah, good start again by Nordine. Parent slides up in front of the 78 as we get going here, and hopefully we'll get a little green flag racing going as we get started. And I'm just kind of thinking, since we did I did hear Trey talking to the drivers before the meeting, mentioned the fact that we had the unlimited fast repair. So maybe that's the flip side of that is, yes, you can take the fast repair when you come in. You can take multiples, but you're going to get an EOL and go to the back. So you're not going to get to keep your advantage there. Because I mean, it could have been that he got incident responsibility for the previous wreck, but it didn't quite feel like that was one that I would have issued. But once again, I'm not a steward, so I'm not making that call. We'll leave that to the professionals there. As now we got to battle up for the lead.
Yep, leaders doing battle up here at the front. Nordine takes that outside line advantage. Austin Strassner, Austin Gosnell, and Brian Nash all with black flags currently, as Joshua Parent battling with Caleb Hunt here on the bottom. And that's something we just saw there if you were paying attention to the 78. It's interesting to see that these guys are running down on that yellow line, because here at this version of Michigan, it is a little bit flatter down there on the bottom. That second lane where you just saw Joshua Parent running in the 22 does have a little bit more banking and does wear out the tires a little bit less. Also makes it a little bit more stable running in that second lane instead of running right there on the bottom.
Yeah, it's, we saw that a couple of cars going down there below the yellow line to kind of cut the trioval a little bit, and that's allowed them to at least maintain their positions. And now you see the 75 going down to the bottom again. Maybe just breaking the draft ever so much there to the 22 before we head down into the corner. But you see Hunt, and now you see Lester up there. Looks like his car is cleaned, so he is up there as well and challenging there, running in fourth, just ahead of the 20 of Reeves. And now you got the little Hornet's Nest behind with the 27 of Ross and the 48 of Shermati running side by side.
43 of Zach Tyndall is also in there as well. Caleb Ross in the 27 down on the bottom in that Skag Power Equipment number 27 Chevy Camaro. Joshua Parent running side by side with the 78 of Caleb Hunt. That is a battle for second with the 31 of Sean Lester right there as well in that Monster Energy Toyota Camry. We mentioned at the start of this race, Joe Nordine might be looking on the right side of statistics here, because again, as we mentioned, 2 of the 3 race winners have been pole winners. It's just the middle race, the second race of the season, was not a race won by the pole winner. Same thing with the stage winners as well. 2 of the 3 stage winners have won the race. Again, second race was the one where the stage winner did not capture the black and white checkered flag with the green and white one.
Yeah, it's interesting numerology there about how these things kind of work. And yeah, the outlier there, that second race being Atlanta, the old Atlanta. Not the new one, but these, you can spot. Oh, the 48 around.
48.
Oh, 48 around, and a little bit of contact there by the 31, but he gets it caught back up.
Oh,
is he
engine
get
blown.
out there? Oh, no.
His engine's blown.
And that is the 48 there with the blown engine. So did he money shift that car?
I'm not. Yeah, that
I
would be a
wouldn't.
good.
I was going to say I wouldn't think they'd be doing any shifting on this track. I mean,
Unless
once you get up to the high gear, unless you shifted down to maybe avoid something.
Yeah, he may have shifted down to try to get that car back under control. As we'll take a look and see what happened here with the 48. This is coming down the back straightaway. It's going to happen here. They were all in close quarters with each other. 20, 48, 27. There goes the 27 to the bottom. A lot of net code there. 31 has nowhere to go. And then, oh yeah, he's already smoking there. So let's hop on board. Let's hop on board with the 48 and see if we can suss out what happened.
Yeah, let's see as we're going to get a ride along here with Sam Stramati.
Hold on. Come on, replay. There we go. All right, here we are. Have a listen.
There was a shift.
Yeah, he did make a shift, but it didn't sound like that was the that was the reason why. And he's back out again with that fast repair, so he is back out on circuit. As Joe Nordine, Caleb Hunt, Joshua Parent, Jason Reeves, all still battling, keeping it close. And boy, the Flash has not had much to do out there. He's had to fend off a couple of battles, but the Flash has had a lot of clean air here tonight.
He really has. It's been a couple of restarts where they've kind of given him a hard time, but yeah, he's been pretty dominant up front. Now we see Hunt I was going to say on the hunt as he is looking to see if he can find a way around, but I think Nordine has got this line figured out pretty well. So it's going to take something a little special there. There's a little bit of a wiggle there coming off the corner. So it looks like the 78 is going to get a bit of a run here. And let's see if Nordine stays high. He's going to come down middle lane. It seems like that's a good place to run. He's going to kind of fall a little bit closer to the bottom before he gets back on the throttle. So really working the corner pretty well. And now taking it all the way down once again on the apron through the tri-oval to just make sure that nobody gets that run down low that's going to be able to slide underneath them. And then slide back up in front after we get out of the corner. So a nice bit of defensive driving there by the 75, playing it exactly right.
On board with the 75 right here is Joe Nordine. Looking back at Caleb Hunt and Joshua Parent as well. As now we're starting to see that spread out racing that we've come accustomed to here at Michigan on these long runs. You can see a little bit further back. We'll jump to that in a minute. As these top three have broken away here. Big run there from Caleb Hunt to the inside line. And with Joe Nordine on that outside, he's going to be able to get that run. And off and away he goes. Broke the momentum of the 78. Now here comes the 22 of Joshua Parent.
Yeah, and the 22 now with the high line is going to be able to slide around maybe here and pick up P2 as he's going to have that preferred line, I think, coming out of the corner. And you see the momentum there is going to give him a way around. And so Hunt is going to slide back into P3. He made an attempt there to take the lead and just wasn't enough there yet. So he's going to slide back into third, take his licks, and he'll look for a way around Parent again, and it seems like the high line is going to be the one that's going to do the job. So we'll see as we go here if Hunt now falling it back a little bit. So I don't know if maybe he brushed the wall, lost a little bit of momentum, but you see on the gap now 0.8 between first and third as we're coming up on some more lap traffic.
1 and 2 in the points, 1 and 2 in the race. This is your top three here. Joe Nordine, Joshua Parent, Caleb Hunt, as we've been watching. Caleb Ross and Jason Reeves battling side by side here. They are 2 seconds behind that front trio, currently sitting in 4th and 5th. They have a 1.6 second advantage to this gaggle of cars right here that's being led by Michael D'Adamo, is that 28 is not on the lead lap. He is not running for position right now. So the 36 right now currently being scored in the 6th position has Cameron Sorrow below him. The 8 is also not for position in this battle. The cars that you're looking for right now, 36, 43, 18, 88.
Yeah, as you see the 36 and
29 in there as well, sorry.
29, yeah, 29 of Sorrow down on the bottom. That is a battle for position. The high line working once again as the 43 comes with them. See the 18 just kind of sitting back there as well. Miller is still on the lead lap, so that is P9 as we're working the high line around a few of these lap down cars. And I hate to hear Austin Stamper, both him and her have had some good runs. And once again, tonight is just not their night. And that is a battle. I think that's a battle for the Lucky Dog. So we'll see if that's going to be no, I take that back. It is actually Logan Euchre is going to be the car with the Lucky Dog
actually, I think it's
okay.
No, I think it's the 66. I think it's the timing and scoring pylon is showing Austin Gosnell as the Lucky Dog car, which makes sense because he just got lapped. He was out in front of those guys, so he has just gotten lapped. So now the 66 is the free pass car running in 15th. Christopher Herr in the 28 was the free pass car a moment ago. Sam Stramati, Austin Strassner also one lap down as Nathan Merrifield is into pit road. Now he can make it. If this race were to go green, projecting about 34 laps on fuel, he can make it from here.
Yeah, absolutely. So its strategy is I'm going to come in now, hope that there's not another caution, and see if I can work my way back up. I'm just kind of looking. The lap times we're at the point now that we're about 2 seconds off of our fastest lap pace. So the tires are starting to wear on these pretty significantly. And so it's a dangerous call there by Merrifield to come in and he's going to be fast here for the next 5 or 6 laps before those tires equalize a bit. But once again, he's got a lot of room, a lot of time to make up. So we're going to see if Gosnell is going to get caught by her or Shamati before they get back to a caution, or is this thing just going to keep going green? We've kind of feel like we're in a nice green flag run here as the cars have spread themselves out quite a bit there. You still see her in front of D'Adamo there in the 36 car as he is still trying to hang on to that position and track down the car up in front with his Gosnell that just went a lap down.
There's James Tate. You're riding on board with him in car number 9, looking at the back of Cameron Sorrow. In the 29, Austin Stamper currently 4 laps down, battling in this group as well, as Tate falling back to the back end of this group once again. For Tate, he's had a solid run. He's been involved in a couple of incidents so far in this race, but other than that, he has had a very good run in that 88, as well as Zach Tyndall in the 43, up 6 spots from where he started. He's also had a decent start to the year, has Tyndall. Finished 20th back at Daytona. Taking a look here, trying to see, finished 8th back at Atlanta, and then last week, Phoenix. Trying to look through the results here. He may not have been at Phoenix. He finished 4th at Phoenix. So he's gotten a little bit better and better as this season has gone on, has that 43 car.
Yeah, it has indeed. Ooh, see a little bumping and grinding there between the 36 and the 18, as I believe the 28 car might have got up against the wall there just in front, and kind of gave things. We get another battle here in the 22 on the inside of the 75. So let's see if Parent able to get the run this time. He did actually lead that lap, I think, or it was very close. But looks like
Nordine still had it.
Still had it. So, but he did get the lead now. So he did manage to get the run down on the bottom and get past the 75. So now the 22 taking the lead for the first time tonight.
About 3/4 of the way through the race, and the caution comes out. So this will put to bed a lot of the pit strategy, as it looks like. Did we do it again? Did I do it again? I did do it again. James Tate has gone around.
The curse of the commentator.
It's my first night, guys. Come on. James Tate goes around. Justin Martin in the 71 also has damage.
Jake Miller in the 21 as well.
See the 12 of Logan Euchre there. He appears to be fine. There's the 71. Let's see what happened here with James Tate. Oh, just around. Around on his own. 48 just misses him. 60 just misses him. 21 did not. Neither did the 71.
Ugh. That was very close to everybody getting away with that. But, yeah, just it didn't look like there were anybody really close to him. So,
there it is.
No, I take that back. The 29 car. But once again, I don't know if the 29 necessarily was the instigator of that, as we see the 88 trying to get the car stopped, and the 21, once again, nowhere to go. As you're in the corner hard at that point, and very difficult to get that car in a different lane while you're out there. So we're going to get another look here.
It's on board 71 here coming into it.
See the smoke up in front. Go down and.
Oh, yeah, you're not expecting. You're not expecting a car to get knocked up into the outside lane like that, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's take a look from the 29's point of view. Maybe a little bit too quick there on the 29. Back to it again. Here we go. Now on board with Cameron Sorrow. Out of turn 4.
Yeah, middle lane.
He comes up, and there was net code there, but he come up and just didn't have enough room.
Not enough room. Yeah, once again, two cars fighting from one line, and that's what's going to happen every time there, as we're seeing the 71 trolling around there.
Who's your race leader?
Yeah, so there you go. Justin Martin back up to the race lead. After coming in and getting his done, and I'm kind of wondering, did he come in? He came in very, very quickly.
He came in as a result of that wreck just before we started on the replays, and he's now cycled out to the race lead. So a clinic on how to crash and end up the better for it, as he's now being told to let the rest of the field go by. Caleb Ross in the 27 winning the race off of pit road. Joe Nordine did not have a good pit stop. He had a 25-second pit stop, did Joe Nordine. So let's go back and take a look and see what happens here with the guy who has been so dominant in this race. Here he comes, coming into his pit box right behind the 22. He's got the first box, so he's not lost, and he spun it.
Oh no! Now he's backed in the wall. So now he's too close.
Yep.
Now he's too far forward, and now he is back in. So there's your extra time. He slid into the box, but ended up he was trying to give the old esports line where the nose is out when you're in the box, but slid through and was too close to the wall.
So unfortunate moment there for Joe Nordine, who is now back in 11th. The guy who has led every single lap, or virtually every single lap, not only this week, but last week as well. He led all but 9 laps last week, is now in some big trouble here as we have about a quarter of this race left to go. Caleb Ross will be in control of the field as we head into the DesertDiecast.com restart zone. Joshua Parent, Caleb Hunt, Michael D'Adamo, all up front here for this restart, getting set to go. Green flag back in the air, racing here at Michigan.
Yeah, and Nordine's got to be very careful. He saw him get right up on the back of the car in front. He's got to be very careful to pick his spot. Obviously, he needs to get up to the top, up to the lead as quickly as possible, but obviously can't make a mistake, maybe pushing a car, getting underneath one or on top of one that is not quite as quick as he is. So he's got to take his time, be a little patient here to work his way up, because obviously the other part of that is you don't want to burn your tires up trying to weave through traffic here in the early going. But he's already up to P7. Lester up to P5, so Caleb Hunt now looking as well down on the bottom. He's going to follow Caleb Ross, and now he's going to slide up to the top there behind Datamo in the 36 car. So Hunt, again, still being fairly aggressive there, as Nordine is now behind Lester here. So two very fast cars, and Lester does a really good job of working through traffic, but Nordine is not going to stay behind him for long, it doesn't appear.
No, he's not. Caleb Ross and Caleb Hunt currently sitting first and third. Now second and third. By the way, no relation between Caleb Ross and Caleb Hunt, with their names both being Caleb. As Joshua Parent out in front, and there's Joe Nordine currently running in fifth. It took him 2 laps to gain 6 spots.
Yeah, he's moving up quickly here, and it's got Zach Tyndall there on the outside. He's going to slide down to the bottom here and try and make that move to get that next position. Not quite there just yet, as the 43 stays in front here. And so here we go, building up that run for the bottom again, as he is going to keep it down low now on the complete bottom line here. Is he is going to get that done? Not just yet. Again, I think that car got a
Nordine's
little
coming
bit.
in.
The pits.
Nordine got black flagged, and this is going to go from bad to worse as he noses into the pit wall just beyond pit entry. Joe Nordine had a black flag, same as James Tate, and both have gone. Joe Nordine has gone around, so this race has gone from bad to worse for him.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. It'd be interesting to see why that black flag was issued. Once again, probably a restart infringement. That's normally what we would see there. But then just came in to pits way too hot, lost the rear of the car, looped it around, and it took him a minute to get back up. And I think that's going to actually put him a lap. It is going to put him a lap down, so he can stop in and pit as well. So it came in. Got new tires probably there at that point in time after spinning it. So he is going to have some work to do for sure, as he is now a lap down to the field. So he is absolutely hoping we're going to get a quick caution here, as we got the battle for the lead again between Hunt and Parent.
Sam Sramati currently right now in the 48. He's running in P12. He is your free pass car. There he is up at the top of the screen, just in front of the 12 of Logan Euchre, as this battle for the lead is very hot and heavy. Joshua Parent and Caleb Hunt, both of these guys have had to make up a lot of ground, as you saw the 31 of Sean Lester wall riding it going into turn 1.
Yeah, and Nordine, maybe they're saying that he didn't serve that black flag because he pitted, so he is that's come down again. So that's contact there with the 31, the 43.
There's the 43. Oh, yep, they're both in the grass hard into each other. Go the 29 and 43. That's Cameron Sorrow as well. And now the caution's going to come out.
Yeah, and that is both cars with, that's actually Zach Tyndall and Cameron Sorrow with black flags. Meatball flags. Yep. Excuse me, mechanical black flags. So they're going to have to come in and get their car sorted. But once again, I think Nordine was issued the black flag, but because he did stop in his box, that does not officially count as clearing the black flag. So once that's issued, it has to be a drive-through penalty, and that obviously stopping the box negates that. So it was still a black flag when he had to come back down again. I think he has it cleared. As looking at my timing and scoring, it is cleared now, but he is now running in P14, and the caution is going to help him pick up a little bit of time here. Obviously will not have to stop, so maybe can get a wave by here before we go, but it depends on how many of the lead group stops.
This is what happened between the 29 and 43. The 31 thought he was clear. Went down to the bottom, and this is where we picked it up, right about here. That's a hard hit there from the 29 into the left side door of the 43. Well, right on board here with the 31 of Sean Lester. He's going to get a heck of a run here coming out at 2.
Yeah.
Tries to make the switch back. Oh, they checked up. The 36 and 43 checked up. There you see off the
bad
back
timing.
bumper.
I don't know that obviously he thought he had a good run. He was going to move to the bottom. The bottom was clear, but then just before he got cleared, you saw the cars in front check up a bit there as I think we had a car coming back through and just not quite clear enough, and that started this chain reaction there between the 29. He's going to maybe scrape the wall, but then the 43 there as well.
Cameron Sorrow, Sean Lester, Zach Tyndall, the cars involved in that last incident. And right now, Joshua Parent up front, Caleb Hunt currently sitting in second, Michael D'Adamo in third, Jason Reeves fourth, Caleb Ross in fifth. Now, we saw Joe Nordine win the stage at Phoenix last week, win the race at Phoenix last week. He won the stage here tonight. Joshua Parent won the stage back at Daytona, won the race at Daytona, and then won the race at Atlanta. The only other driver to capture a checkered flag tonight, this season so far, whether it be green and white or black and white, is the driver currently sitting in second. That would be Caleb Hunt. So Hunt is one of the very few guys who can say that he has beaten both the 22 and the 75 this year.
Yeah, and he has a great opportunity to do it again tonight as we're going to have 14 laps or so to go here at the end of this race. Obviously, Nordine with the best tires of the group. Take that back now. Cameron Sorrow and Sean Lester have both come in. Lester giving up his position to come in and get his car back out there. Sorrow is going to get a black flag, so he's going to go to the back of the line, which is not that far, a couple positions. So no harm, no foul there. So now Lester might have a tire advantage over these cars, and he's shown that otherwise, notwithstanding the last incident, he's done a good job of climbing through the field. So we'll see if he can do that again, and we'll see what Nordine can do. Obviously, he needs a little bit of help. He needs another caution here before this race is over.
Sam Stramati there in the 48 car falling to the back. He got the free pass there, so now 12 cars not on the lead lap. Nathan Merrifield would be the next car eligible for the free pass. Safety car about to exit the racing surface and hop onto pit road. Joshua Parent in control, heading into the DesertDiecast.com restart zone. Green flag back in the air. A good start there from the 22. Ooh. Also a good start from the 36. A lot of beating and banging all around the 75 at the back.
Yeah, there was somebody didn't get off the line down the bottom. That black car that you see on the nose there, that might be
the 73 right in front of
the 73 of Nash, but just didn't get a good start and kind of backed up the cars behind him. And the 31 was getting a bump before the green dropped from the car behind him. So that was interesting to watch there as they are all stacked up and waiting for the flag to drop. But whoever was behind the 31 there at that point was in a hurry. But everybody underway, no cautions, and we are back to green here as we're going to have about 13 to go to finish off this race as the battle up front still Parent.
Hard into the wall.
The 20 car hard into the wall there. 78 now up to third as the 20 probably going to start sliding back.
20 into the wall. 28 still not for position. 71 into the wall. He is. That's Justin Martin in the 71. Michael D'Adamo
Nice.
currently sitting in that second position with Caleb Hunt and Zach Tyndall running side by side for third.
Yeah, as we see now, Lester all the way back up to P7 already, and he's got the 20 behind him. So he has already climbed up through that top group.
71 getting into the fence there, coming out of turn 2. Zach Tyndall in the 43. I can tell you one good reason why he's got this run. He's got fresher tires than everyone else. Being a part of that last caution has now brought him to the race lead on 10-lap fresher tires. Same reason why you're seeing the 31 come charging through the field. Those two really want to see this race stay green.
Yeah, they do indeed. And the 22 almost caused the big one there as he slammed the wall coming out of the corner. But you see the 43 is just on it. The 31 as well just swamped the field. And this is a great strategy call by those cars coming in and getting their fresh tires here at the end. Everybody else trying to stay out for track position, but you see the 36 coming as well. So now the 36 is going to try and make his move on the bottom as the 43 is looking to the middle here to try and get through. And the 31 down low also right behind the 36, and he's going to try and make it 3 wide.
Sean Lester really had to check up there behind the 36 of D'Adamo. Coming out of turn 4, killed his momentum. Zach Tyndall on the outside, following Josh Parent, almost down on the apron goes Michael D'Adamo in the 36. He's now fighting the 27, who's fighting the outside wall.
Yeah.
12 in the wall, Logan
12
Euchre.
in the wall. Yep, as well as the 20, I think, was involved in that as well. Kind of caught
Reeves.
the 12 coming off the wall. So caution again. Here we go. So with less than 10 laps left, we're under caution again for the 9th time. And so Reeves, obviously see damage on that car, the 12 as well. And that is going to allow some or a lot of cars to get back on the lead lap.
You might see some guys come into pit here as we take a look. Ooh, it might have been the 75
Yeah.
hitting the back of the 12 as he just had so much overspeed.
I don't know if it might have been 7. I don't know if it was a 75 or the 73, but it was a car down on the bottom. You're absolutely right, but
It's the pancake
could have been the
slap by
75.
Jason
Could not quite
Reeves.
see it.
Let's take a look and see here. We'll ride on board with the 75 of Nordine. Here he comes. He's going to be coming with a lot of speed here up against the 12. And everyone checked up. Yeah, he just didn't. He just didn't get down below quick enough.
Yeah, it didn't help that the 12 actually kind of came off the wall as well, off that high line. So once again, you saw the 75 trying to get to the bottom to get by, but then the 12 came down as well, and that just kind of cut some of the gap down, and contact made. But you see lots and lots of cars in the pits now. Tyndall, Lester, Martin stay out. Looks like the leaders have all come into the pits.
Joshua Parent in pit road. Everybody else staying out so far. Zach Tyndall, Sean Lester, again, those are the guys that came into pit under the last caution. May or may not have tires left at the moment. We'll see who wins this race off of pit road. It's going to be the 8 wins the race off of pit road, but Sam Sramati on a 2-tire stop is going to come away with the win off of pit road, at least compared to everyone else who came down pit road. So there is Sam Sramati. Zach Tyndall and Sean Lester stayed out. Those guys last pit on lap 84. Justin Martin in the 71 did not pit at all. He last came in on lap 74. So he's got a 10-lap tire disadvantage on the 31 and 43. Sam Sramati on 2 tires will line up outside row 2. And then everyone else behind, Joshua Parent, Caleb Hunt, Tyler Miller, Caleb Ross, all on 4 tires.
Yeah, we saw some tire strategy last week as well that just didn't quite pay off, and I don't know that it's going to pay off tonight. Obviously, that's going to help Tremonti get through the corners, obviously with the fresh right sides. But I don't know that that's going to be. And now we got Nordine coming into the pit with a black flag again. So he is now in the pits. So
this night has gone from bad to worse. With 24 laps to go, he got passed for the race lead for the first time all night. And then on the next caution, slid through the box, had to readjust himself several times, got back into the 11th position, then made a mistake when serving a black flag, hit the wall, took a fast repair, but because he stopped, he didn't register the black flag, so he had to take another one.
Mm-hmm.
And now this incident involving him, so I believe that would be an EOL penalty for the 75 as well.
Yeah, he got the EOL. They cleared the black flag, so maybe just a misclick by the admins there as they were trying to issue the EOL. Just clicked the wrong button. That happens sometimes.
Yes, it does.
But obviously, he was in that lucky dog after the other cars got waved through. That's going to take him out of that. And so once again, he's going to have Sorrow and Merrifield in front of him. So he's got 2 cars to pass before the next caution to have a chance to get back on the lead lap and maybe make something happen here. But he does have fresh tires as we're getting ready to go green again.
Zach Tyndall on the inside into the DesertDiecast.com restart zone. Green flag is in the air. A very good jump by the drivers out in the first row. Lester and Tyndall both have 10-lap tire advantages on the 71, but are 8 laps short of almost everybody else. Sam Sramati looking to the outside, looking there around Joshua Parent, who's on 4 tires. Around goes the 71 of Martin.
Yep, and
off track, still off track. Now he's on it.
Is he going to get rolling again?
Yes, he is. No caution so far.
No caution.
6
and
laps
Lester
to go.
In the lead.
Yep, Lester in the lead. Joshua Parent, 5 laps to go as we cross the line.
Yeah, so here we go. So obviously a tire advantage to Parent by 8 laps, and that's probably enough as Parent is going to look to the bottom there. Tyndall up high. As you see the 78 of Hunt around as well, so he's going to be up there. So I think it's going to go back to Parent-Hunt battle here. Oh, as with a little bit of contact there between Parent and the 31, as the 31 still trying to fight on the outside. So he is carrying some more momentum out there, but it's not going to be enough as the 22 finally gets clear. The 78's coming on the bottom as well.
Fresher tires on that inside line are going to beat the momentum on the outside line. And for Joshua Parent, it is now his time to go and try to run away. While he is free on 4 fresh tires, 2 old tires, now clogging up the rest of the field. Sean Lester trying to keep Caleb Hunt behind him for the second spot. Joshua Parent loving what he's seeing in the rear view right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's getting a gap here of about 3/10 over the rest of the field, and now is the 71 is clear. Tremonti is clear as well, so the 2-tire stop is helping, and it's got some good track position. We'll see if they can last as we got Ross behind him. Tyndall, Lester starting to drop as the 4-tire changes here late are making the difference.
Michael D'Adamo just ran the fastest lap of the race at a 38.29. So he is flying in that number 36. Is he going to have enough time? He just knocks the wall. Joshua Parent not quicker, but he just might have enough. 0.4 of a second separate him and Caleb Hunt. And now Hunt's got some Sramati to deal with.
Yeah, for Sramati trying to hang down on the bottom, but I don't know if that's going to work there. Especially with 2 tires, I think Hunt's be able to get this clear and does. And Nordine now sitting in that lucky dog position. So if we get a caution to go green, white, checker, he is going to get his lap back. But we got to get that caution before we get to the white flag.
Might have been the thing that he needed. Joshua Parent to see Sam Sramati and Caleb Hunt battling side by side in his rearview mirror. That gap has now closed. It was about 0.7 of a second. It is now 6. growing back again as we hit the white flag here at Michigan. The Motor City 200 almost at completion as Joshua Parent takes the white flag. Caleb Ross looking to the inside of Sam Sramati, and the 75 there as well. Sramati on the outside with those two tires, still holding on to that third place position. Big hit of the wall there from Caleb Ross in the 27, but it is not going to matter much. Joshua Parent coming through turns 3 and 4. He took round 1 of the season. He took round 2 of the season. Had a bad run in round 3. He's back on top in round 4. Joshua Parent wins the Motor City 200.
A great run by Parent tonight. Obviously, late start, but obviously you can see the talent and the pace that Josh has here in the car. And you see Nordine back there, just a missed opportunity, led a lot of this race, but unfortunately just got caught up at the end there, and ended up I think the first car a lap down, finishing in P12. At least saving a little bit of his points, but not nearly enough that's going to keep this battle tight. So it's going to be Parent opening that gap back up again. Probably not as much as you would normally see, because Nordine did, of course, get the stage victory, so that's going to help cushion the blow slightly there. But a great run again from Caleb Hunt. Great call by Sramati to get the track position with the two tires. Ends up finishing in third.
Caleb Hunt coming home in second. Sam Sramati in third, as you had just mentioned. But for Joshua Parent, 3 for 4 on the season so far, with a 21st place finish last week mixed in. And boy, he got some help there towards the end of this race. He definitely had a fast car. There's no doubt about that. But to see him, Caleb Hunt have to battle the 31 and 43 there at the very end, gave him a little bit of room, and then with about 3 laps to go, that dive that Sramati tried going down into turn 3 and 4 that gave him the 0.7 of a second lead, that was all he needed to take home his third win of the season and first since round 2. We'll get these guys up here in the broadcast booth here in just a moment as we wait on celebrations to finish. And right now we will bring in our race winner, Joshua Parent. Josh, congratulations. We just went over it. You definitely had a fast car here tonight, but I'm sure those guys battling behind you really made you smile there in the last couple laps.
Absolutely. I was very, very nervous. I just told myself I got to commit to full throttle those last couple laps, and I had to lift a little bit towards the last lap or two, but managed to hold on to it. It was very, very happy. I'm from Michigan. I've been on iRacing for, I don't know, since 2020. I've never won a league race at Michigan. Always something happens, and just very, very nice to finally get that one done.
Talk about this race a little bit from your perspective. A lot of guys coming and going throughout this race. It seemed like a lot of momentum on that outside line, but the bottom line seemed to be more where you wanted to be. How did this track progress over the course of the night for you?
So it was kind of hard to tell early on. I had got kind of pushed back a little bit on the start, drove up to third, and when I got to third, there's a little bit of an incident. I fell back again, got right back up to third, and then pit stops, was running with Joe. Just some interesting racing there. And then, it just was so hard to pass. And then right at the stage, I was thrown a lap early, and I thought I was going to have a chance for a big run to try to do something. But, just the long run was my suit again. I was just able to rotate extremely well in the center and had some really good racing with Joe for sure. And then there was just some shenanigans that had happened, and ruined what would have been a really good race for the finish between us, I think, and we just able to make the right moves. I was really nervous about pitting there because it was either I was going to drag people with me or nobody was going to pit, and I didn't. Obviously I would want people to go with me. We had quite a few come with us, and then I just was able to get a good restart and make the right moves, and pull on for the win.
Las Vegas coming up next week, shorter track. A lot of drivers feel that once you hit the mile and a half kind of cookie cutter style racetracks like Las Vegas, the season really begins. Week 5, how you feeling going into Las Vegas, especially having won 3 of the first 4 races to open up the season?
I mean, I should feel good, right? But we know how Tyler Reddick feels right now. No, I'm good. The one race that it seems I had off, just kind of screwed myself with the pit strategy and made the wrong setup decision in the beginning of the race. Just was rushing. I just moved last week actually, and I joined with like 3 minutes in qualifying before I was able to do anything and just messed myself up. But I'm happy with it. I'm very excited for Vegas. I think even in these Gen 6 cars that track eats the tires, and I'm very much looking forward to that. But it's the 550 package, so we'll see. But I do think that this racing has been outside of this race being a little bit sketchy at some point. There's some netcode issues, but this racing has definitely been the best racing in this league, and we've improved a ton. We got our car count up, and it's just been really, really fun. I look forward to this every week, and thank you guys for putting it on for us.
Anyone else you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Shout out Lexi. She watches all my races and supports me. And then Zach Tyndall put together this Deathstroke scheme, and they're talking about Marvel vs. DC, and I love Deathstroke. He's easily my favorite DC character. He threw it together last minute for me, and I'm very thankful for that.
All right, your race winner, Joshua Parent. Congratulations, bud, and see you next week.
See you, man.
And now we will go to our second place finisher, Caleb Hunt. Charles, you are with him.
Caleb, great run tonight. Up 3 positions. It looked like you had a really fast race car, but then at the end, you got into a battle there, and it allowed Josh to just kind of get away from you there, unable to track him down.
Yeah, we just got done discussing that. I just basically told him, like, with us racing like that side by side, it eliminates our process of winning the race. It should be second and third. If there's a car that has a gap like that, second and third should obviously work together to catch him, then have a battle. It's just all about racecraft and just like going up there and like working and using like race knowledge to like try to come out on top, obviously, which is winning. But it is what it is, man. I have no words. I feel like I could have beat Josh. I feel like my car was a little bit better once about 5 laps kicked in, but when the 48 did that, I felt like it just killed our like momentum and defeated.
Yeah, we saw multiple lines out there today, and it kind of looked like the low line. Everybody wants to try and go low. I think that's where most of the action is in most tracks. But it just seemed like tonight you could get in the low line, but you need to be middle or high to actually keep the momentum up.
I know with the new gens, you typically want to run like mid to high-ish in a way, but the Gen 6, you could run low. You just got to hit the corner right and like arc it in a way. But if you don't do that, then you lose position like a lot by the high side. But if you hit your march correct, then you can get by on the low line.
Yeah, so next week at Las Vegas, back to our 1.5-mile tri-ovals. Obviously similar to Atlanta, but I think all these tri-oval 1.5-mile tracks just are a little different with how you have to approach. So you looking forward to that next week?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think Las Vegas will be a highline dominant track, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of similar to Kansas in a way,
Hmm.
which we're pretty good at. Gen 6 there, I think I've done 2 or 3 and finish in the top 5 both, all races. I feel like we have a good shot if we can play our cards right.
Well, we look forward to seeing it next week. So, Caleb, we'll let you give you a minute to give any thanks or shout outs before we let you go celebrate your P2.
Yep. I want to shout out to my team, 812 Motorsports, and also Heatwave Visuals to come on board with us.
There you go, Caleb Hunt. Thank you very much for stopping in the booth, and congrats again on that P2. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Yep, thank you.
All right.
And we have Sam Sramati joining us in the booth here tonight. Sam, third place finish. Strategy call got you up into the final positions. Got you up into the final podium position. Was that a plan for you, or was that just a gut feeling there to go for 2 tires at the very end?
No, that was a last minute decision. Once I saw Josh tuck in, I figured it would probably be good to go grab that last set since I did, but I went with the 2-tire call, hopefully jump a couple people in the field, and it paid off.
Talking about tire advantages and tire disadvantages, how noticeable was it here tonight? Because we had guys, a couple of restarts before that final one. There were some guys with a 10-lap tire advantage. There were some with an 8-lap tire advantage on other guys. How noticeable was the pace difference between fresh tires and lightly used tires tonight?
Definitely more noticeable late in the run. I think once you start to hit that 15-20 lap mark, if you could have fresher tires, you definitely had a bit of an advantage and protecting those right sides, but it didn't really become an issue until you got later in the run.
Go to Las Vegas next week. What are your hopes and thoughts going into Vegas next week?
Just hoping we can have a race similar to this. Get more of the Firehouse guys up here with us. And next week's going to be another tire battle on Las Vegas. So it's going to be a saving race for sure.
Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
I'll just shout out the Firehouse guys. They're good teammates and fun to race with every week.
Sam Sramati, your third place finisher here tonight, bud. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Charles, a heck of a race down in the books here tonight. Fun race at Michigan. You saw a lot of that 3-wide battling that we've come to expect here out of Michigan. But overall, a very, very fun night here at the Big 2-mile D-shaped oval.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really good race. Obviously, a few cautions here and there, but that is part of racing. And I know that the guys, when we get to Vegas next week, will be thinking, "Man, I wish we had unlimited resets. That would be so great." But it's going to be a little more like normal. We'll get the one, and that'll be it. And so I'm sure that we'll have a lot of our field back as well. I just thinking about it, we just missed Daniel Nogue not here tonight as well. So hope to see him back also. But yeah, good race, and looking forward to next week as usual.
Championship standings are going to get stretched out a little bit here this week after the 2 finishes. Joshua Parent coming away with the win. Joe Nordine coming away with a 12th place finish here tonight. It cannot feel good if you're Joe Nordine when you've had so much of this race locked down. From what we've seen this season, the 3 guys who have led the most laps have gone on to win the race. Joe Nordine is the one that breaks that trend, and it was just a bad final quarter of the race tonight for Joe.
It really was, and I think when he thinks about this race and goes back to it, I think if he would have realized that I've got to serve this black flag. I can't, even though I spun, I can't stop and take tires. I just got to keep going. He might have been a different story. He might have been on the lead lap in that last little stint. So always learning when you're out here in iRacing, is always picking up things here and there. But I know we'll get back to Las Vegas. He'll be quick again, and he'll be up in the front battling for another race victory. So I wouldn't say this is it's an outlier tonight, and we'll as I'm sure he'll say, we'll learn from it and move on, and it'll be fast again next week. So I'll be looking for that Parent Nordine battle. Takes its turn over at Las Vegas.
Let's take a look at the final results here tonight as we get set to leave you from the Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan. Joshua Parent coming away with the race win. Caleb Hunt and Sam Stramati, your top 3 finishers here this evening. Jason Reeves, Caleb Ross round out your top 5. Michael D'Adamo, Tyler Miller, Zach Tyndall, Sean Lester, the 2 guys that stayed out under that last caution, and Logan Euchre coming away with top 10 finishes. Christopher Herr, Joe Nordine, Cameron Sorrow, Nathan Merrifield, and Mark Dingman down to the 15th position. Dingman had a big wreck earlier on and just never got back into the race. James Tate, Austin Stamper round out the drivers, round out the drivers that finished the race here tonight. Justin Martin and Austin Gosnell round out down to 20th. Austin Strassner, Jake Miller, John Russo, Jason Trocchi, and Ronnie Clark round out your finishing order here tonight. Coming up tomorrow on Motormouth Broadcasting, it will be the OGRL Coffee Cup Series. Morgan and Jim Cunningham will be on the call for that race. On Monday night will be the All-Star Racing League with Jim and Charles. You will be back on the call for that one as well. Ultimate GT will be coming up on Wednesday night. Then you have Max Velocity on Thursday. Nothing planned for this upcoming Friday before we are back, before Ewan is back in the booth here with Charles next week from Sin City in Las Vegas, Nevada. So for my broadcast partner here tonight, Charles Bushell, my name is Frank Marchese. Thank you very much for making us a part of your evening. And remember to join us next week as we head to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And folks, a reminder, as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.